Many of you have been asking us to make videos that aren't just about downtown Halifax. So fine, instead of talking about bike lanes or buses, this week we've made it all the way out to beautiful Burnside. I hope you're happy. The provincial government is currently about to start clearing for what might be one of the most ambitious road construction projects this year, the Burnside Connector. The project will add another route from Burnside to communities in Bedford and Sackville. The original plan for the road was to go straight between Burnside Drive and Duke Street, but now it's going to circumvent around properties that the government wasn't able to purchase, so it looks like this. Great. There's a lot of work and money going into this project. Over the last 25 years, the government spent $15 million purchasing land, and the project is estimated to cost well north of $100 million. But there's a reason why the government's so eager to do this. Traffic. Congestion on Windmill Road, currently the only way to get into Burnside from Bedford and Sackville, is terrible, and this project is expected to reduce that traffic. How much, you ask? A report estimated that it would decrease traffic by 27%. People are definitely happy about this.
The honourable member from Dartmouth, Cold Harbour.
Infrastructure projects like the Burnside Expressway in Nova Scotia can create jobs in the short and medium term and increase trade and productivity in the long term.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't mean to pump the brakes here, but I take issue with the idea that more roads leads to less traffic, because we already know it doesn't. In 1968, mathematician Diedrich Brace observed that adding more roads to reduce traffic had a weird effect. It actually had a tendency of increasing traffic over the long term. He called it the Brace paradox. Way to be humbled there, dude. This is also known as induced demand. Basically, more roads encourages more driving, which leads to more traffic. Here's Tristan Cleveland from the Metro with some thoughts.
What's crazy about putting $150 million into trying to reduce traffic by building more and more highways is that cities have already tried this and it's never worked. Why would we spend that much on encouraging people to drive when instead we could use it to go so far to creating the kind of amazing transit system that absolutely everyone would love to use?
Amen, brother. And thanks for being such a good sport about almost being run over by trucks while taping this. So we know that adding more roads doesn't actually decrease traffic. In fact, it might even increase it. But why is that? Well, it's because when you build a new highway, other people tend to build things near that highway. We already see this evidence in other parts of the HRM. For example, Bayers Road. A couple decades ago, the city was considering widening the road to relieve traffic coming off the Bedford Highway. Now that might not be happening anymore, but since then, council has also approved several massive new developments near the Bedford Highway that they were not allowing before. There's no doubt that a project like the Burnside Connector will encourage more development in Bedford and Sackville, which in turn will add more people to traffic. Near the entrance to the connector itself, a developer has already built the strip mall called the Bedford Commons in anticipation of more traffic from this project. And that's just scratching the surface. If you look at a detailed drawing of the connector, there are 3 exits and 11 roundabouts? A little excessive, don't you think? Well, anyways, right now those exits would take you to, well, nothing, but that might not be the case for long. The area around the connector is zoned urban reserve, meaning it's being considered for development in the next couple decades. There's a gold mine near this area, but the Burnside Connector could turn this land into a gold mine for development. Now, we aren't saying that development on this land would necessarily be a bad thing. The area is close enough to Burnside so that residents living here could theoretically walk or bike to the industrial park, and the plan for the highway does include a cute little multi-purpose trail to give people that option. Halifax Transit is also planning on installing a few transit priority signals along Windmill Road, as well as a new terminal in Burnside to encourage people to try transit as well. It's debatable whether people will actually use these means of transportation, but it's a possibility. However, what isn't debatable is the fact that this new connector is not going to reduce traffic. We need to stop justifying new road construction projects with the idea that it will lead to less congestion, because it won't. We may be mitigating the problem instead of solving it.
I've been trying to tell a different story. I find balance and I'm tipping off. And tell grandma I'll be with a short. I won't panic when they send her for me. Cause I ain't got time for feeling sorry. I gotta be on point when duty calls.